We've been hearing stories of the attack surface getting bigger. Now it just seems infinite. So, do we need to be thinking about the attack surface differently so it doesn't appear so unwieldy, which is what it appears like right now?
We see the exact same thing. I mean, even in the last year alone, we've seen the number of assets folks have online double. And year over year, I mean, that's an astounding number. And I think we have to stop pretending to ourselves that we're going to reduce this number or that our job is to take things offline. I think we have to switch mentalities and say we should forever expect there to be more coming online, that folks throughout organizations are going to be bringing things online. And security is not going to be able to prevent folks from doing this. It's really going to be a question of how does security keep up to date and track what's going on around them?
An old HR friend of mine said to me once, "You'll never be given more resources to do less." And I think that it's a very true statement here that, we're as security professionals, we have to get ahead of this by understanding how our tenants exist in various cloud environments and what our user community looks like. And from there, we can start to talk about how we're going to control that environment.
Is there a situation to get better asset management control? Is it just a situation of discovering what you've got and deleting the stuff that shouldn't be where it is? Or is it just really gap analysis?
I think you're always going to be playing catch up if you're in that kind of former situation. So I think it's not a notion of we're going to clean this up once and this problem will go away. I think it's more of a matter of how do we provide ourselves with continuous visibility under the assumption that this is actually just going to keep getting worse.
I almost would challenge the fundamental here, right? If you start from the perspective that you think you know everything, you're wrong. And so to Zakir's point, you've got to, whether it's attack surface outside or in systems internally, you've got to know what's in the environment on a continuous basis. And you've got to be detecting for variance, right? So the conversation stops being one of, oh, I've done my audit of the environment and turns into one of, I have continuous visibility to the areas I need to see.
I have a really good question that just came in from Rich Mason. Do you consider fake networks and devices to be part of your attack surface? Why or why not secure?
I would say probably no, because it doesn't sound like they're valuable. Usually for us, I think customers will say, let's figure out how to segment those out. Like don't feed us noise. Maybe it's something you want to be aware of, but I doubt that's where people want to prioritize their effort.
I think making it part of the attack surface monitoring gives you better visibility again to what an attacker is seeing and whether or not, for example, you might be giving a very rich honeypot over on a particular system that is seen from the outside world as something as a valuable target versus looking at the rest of the environment.
Hello, welcome to the Department of Yes, where no request is ever rejected.
Increase your attack surface so the threat actors get lost trying to find the important stuff.
This is a great idea. It makes the attacker's job harder, and that's strictly better. And here's the great thing about adding more. You don't have to know what you already have. It's completely in your control to simply add more things into the pile. So why go after the hard task if you could simply take the easy path?
I'm going to dovetail a little bit off the needle in the haystack, and that's awesome as well. But it actually gains so much more support from the rest of the IT organizations because they're not having to go do all of that work, and that means they'll buy me more beer.
What point? Alan asks, what is the process for incorporating threat modeling into the entire attack surface management process? How often should one re-threat model?
This should be happening continuously. I don't think it's a matter of, oh, we're going to apply new data once a quarter, like you're too late. I think this is, again, part of this prioritization game. And to me, it's one input. What are people actually attacking is a great thing to be looking at compared to what's actually valuable. Why are you patching things that no one is going after? Yeah, maybe perfect world be an infinite time we would be, but the reality is we don't. And I think it's just another input into how you decide what you want to fix first.
I think, especially watching things like the data breach intelligence report, right? Every year it tells you a lot about what's happening and where things are going. And if you watch it year over year, you can start to predict where the next attack surface is going to come from and start to put your controls in place before that.
Mike Toole asks a good question. I'm throwing this to you, Zakir. What even is an asset in a world of automation, containers, and infrastructure as code? All right, you're laughing. What is?
I love this. I love this question. To me, it's anything that can pose a risk. It has to be a very kind of abstract, fluid. It could be a website, it could be a bucket, it could be a container, it could be an API, it could be a login. It could be a device. Anything that someone might use to attack you, like, is something that you want to be accounting for.
When we talk about information overload, one of the biggest challenges that I see for information security professionals these days is there's too many places to find too much data. We have to simplify, simplify, simplify. And that's part of what an offering like Censys brings, is that ability to see in a single pane of glass what's really going on, which is part of the reason that we make such heavy use of it.
I guess my big thing is this problem isn't going away. It's just getting worse. Every piece of data we see is, again, this 2.5 times number is just mind boggling to me. Like 2.5 times as many assets. It's like, I feel like we expect number 5%, 10%, 2.5 times as many. And we're gonna have to get after this. It's not going away.